Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Clara, and I'm going to be reviewing, today I'm going to be reviewing Unlock, the Star Wars version of the Unlock board game, escape route type thing. This is going to be spoiler free, but I'm going to be talking about what I think of the different missions and any positive or negative stuff. It is the second Unlock game I have played. Following the first one, I honestly probably wouldn't have bought another Unlock, but it had the Star Wars IP on it, so I couldn't help but buy it. So what do I think of it? Well, let's find out. So yes, I am reviewing this Unlock, Star Wars Unlock game. So for those that are unfamiliar with Unlock, it's a kind of board game, sort of escape room type game. It's a puzzle game, basically. These boxes contain 3. I realise that some are released as individual missions, but this contains 3 missions, all with a Star Wars theme. You need an app to play it. And each of these individual games, they are, individual, so you don't have to play them one after the other. You can play them in any order. So I said already that I played one of the previous Unlock games, one of these collections, and to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it. So I love games like, I love the exit games. I love pretty much all of those games. There's only one that really fell down for me. They are the sort of puzzles that I like. They're the type of escape room puzzle that I enjoy. And when it comes to sort of computer games, there's like the Room games. They're fantastic escape room apps. I love them, and I do love my puzzles. So you'd think that I'd really sort of enjoy these, but the truth of the matter is I think that Unlock games possibly don't quite hit. They don't press the right buttons for me. I don't know what it is, and unfortunately I feel the same about this one. So why is that? So there's 3 discrete missions, but all of them, they all feel it feels more like a choose your own adventure book than a sort of escape room puzzle. It feels very much like you do this and then you do this and then you do this. Now, the first collection that I played with friends. This one I played solo because we're in a weird time and I can't play with friends anymore. And so that meant that I was always shuffling through the deck, and I had to, read the cards and then reread the cards and double check and look. So it took a little bit longer for me to play the game in that regard. I was doing, it felt like you uncover a card and then it says, right, go and find these 3 cards, and so you're shuffling through the deck again and that says, oh, go and find these. Half the game felt like I was just going through the deck looking for cards, and unfortunately on the first game that I played, some of the cards were stuck together, so I didn't see them, and it wasn't obvious as I was shuffling through, but it's a minor production thing. It's not really their fault, I guess. But yeah, that was a real pain in the bum, to be perfectly honest. Like I say, this actually says that it can be played 1 to 6, and I know that the previous escape games, Unlock games that I played could be solo. So this says 1 to 6, but actually in the second mission, there's one particular puzzle that says one player must do this, the other person cannot look, and another player must read out blah blah blah. So basically, for that one puzzle, it's a 2-player puzzle. There's no 2 ways around it, and so by being single player, I had to do both parts, and that broke the puzzle. Now, it wasn't a hard one, it didn't really make any difference, but that's not single player. There is one puzzle in here that is not a single player puzzle. But if you do want to still play it and you're doing it single player, it's a minor thing. In, I think, the first the first game, there was a mission where you had to put these numbers in, but it wasn't obvious. Like when you put in a number, you kind of expect, I don't know, we're just sort of used to a cursor sort of jump into the second box or whatever. And I didn't realize that there was just no indication. Like I put in my 2 numbers into the first box, and then I wanted to go on to the second, and you couldn't select that second box. I pressed enter, and it assumed that there was just the one. Now, it was a really stupid, simple thing that basically you just had to enter all of the numbers without, sort of changing between boxes or without entering and without any indication. It's a really silly thing. It's a really minor thing, but it was a gripe for me because I actually, ended up sort of, I added on a whole bunch of penalty time because I was trying to figure out how I put this number in the second and third and fourth box. And maybe I was just super, super tired. I mean, maybe it's really obvious for other people, but, there was no indication that, okay, we've got this first number, now you're going on to the second. And I, for all I knew, it might have been possible to enter a 3-digit number in that first box. So I wanted to know that I was in the second box. So that was a minor thing. So the first and second games here, I mean, they were all right. They were fine, but like I say, it was very much railroaded. You're going in a pattern. It feels more like just noticing the solutions rather than there being a puzzle to solve. It doesn't feel puzzly to me. It just feels like, oh, I've noticed this or I've noticed this. And the app, I mean, does it do anything unique? I didn't really, there was no puzzles here that I thought were like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh, wow. There was none of those little things. Whereas with the exit games or even the first Time Stories game, you have those little moments where you're like, oh, wow, that's so cool. When you're solving, if you've played the Portal games, like some of them can be really frustrating, but when you solve them, you're like, you know what, that's clever. That's really clever. I didn't have that here. But maybe I'm not the audience. I like maybe heavier puzzles. I think this would be great for younger people, maybe. Maybe I'm just not the right audience for it. Just talking of the third game. So the third one was a little bit more open world. Or at least it seemed like it was a bit more open world. But the truth is, if you didn't go to the places in the order that it wanted you to go, then you couldn't solve some of the areas that you went to. So you have this map and it's like, oh, I can go here or here or here. But you can't solve things here if you haven't already been here. So, it's still a railroad. It's just not telling you that it's railroaded in this point. And that was a bit disappointing as well. It was a bit more... Yeah, I don't know. It felt like a Star Wars game. Like the theme was there, the story was there, but the actual game itself just fell flat for me. Like I say, maybe it's for some people. Also, I don't understand why. So for all the other Unlock games, there's one app, and for this one, you have a different app. I don't know why it needed a different app. No idea. That was a bit annoying. So yeah, I mean, well, it's a good enough game. It was all right, but I didn't really get much out of playing it, And I'm someone that will do a jigsaw and I'm like, yes. I look at it and I'm like, I've completed that. That's fun. This didn't give me that feeling at all, even with the Star Wars theme, which was a real shame. And I think they, like I say, they used the theme quite well, but just didn't really do it for me. And it's the second Unlock collection that I've played. I think I actually enjoyed the other one more. Or at least one of the missions more. I have more fond memories of one of them. I will say that I've actually bought another one of these at the same time as this. So I remember someone, I watched Tom Vassell on the Dice Tower saying these are getting better and better, which is why I gave this one a try and bought this other one, which online reviews seem to think is the best one of the Unlock games. To be honest, I'm not really looking forward to playing it, but I will, and I'll do a review. And who knows, maybe there will be something. But this, great, fine. It's a fine game. Maybe it's better for younger people, but it's not really for me. And I don't know whether it's for you. And with that, thank you for watching one of my nerdy reviews. And please like, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. Bye!